Well, it's time for Media Watch now. James Creedon joins me here in the studio. James, we're going to start with this rumour that's been doing the rounds on the internet in France this summer. Tell us about that, would you?
That's right, Priya. Basically, it started on the 1st of July. Police can from now on take fire on demonstrators. So went this particular rumour doing the rounds online. Now, it was born out of the bad interpretation of two different laws that were published in the kind of official journal of laws, I suppose, on the 1st of July. One listed the weapons that can be used in public order police operations, so where the police are trying to contain public order incidents, including repeaters, so-called repeaters. Now, they are firearms which you don't have to reload very often. So that was one law. The second law then decreed where the details in which live ammunition can be used. So the first one was the kind of weapons. The second law was how they can be used. Essentially, police can't open fire. This is the actual law, unless they've been fired upon first, which is very, I suppose, a very specific situation. Whereas the rumour online would lead one to believe that the police at any point in time could just open fire on demonstrators.
Randomly, as they choose.
Exactly. So let's have a look at Rue 89, which is a left-leaning website here in France. Now, they dismantled this rumour, if you like. They picked it apart, looked at the two texts, and they said, look, this simply isn't true. Now, the origin of that rumour comes from this particular website, Mediapart. Now, the journalists working for that website weren't themselves responsible for it, but you have bloggers who write for the website, such as this lady, and she headlined her particular blog entry, "Demonstrations, they can now fire on us as if we were rabbits." Another website called WikiLeaks, Wiki Strike rather, which is actually no relation to WikiLeaks, headlined on it saying, "Demonstrators being fired on, ? Why heavy machinery? In order to quell the rebellions ahead in the context of crisis." So really, it took on an awful lot of a much bigger scale online. And despite the rumour being discredited, you can still find it on various conspiracy theory websites and even some more mainstream websites such as Agora Vox, which is a kind of a citizen journalism website. So I suppose it just goes to show the danger of untrue information online. It can really take on another scale.
Absolutely. So don't believe everything you read in the papers or read online. That's the moral of that story.
Exactly.
Also, well, France is very well known for its generous holidays. And now, is it going to be possible for generous employees to gift their holidays to each other? Does that mean you could give me your holidays?
That's right. We've got so much holidays on our hands, so many holidays we can just sort of trade them in with each other. But, well, it's actually a little bit more nuanced than that. But in France, they have what you call RTT days. Now, RTT days are extra holidays, basically, that you get for having worked overtime. So often employees will get 5 to 10 RTT days a year, extra holidays. Now, one MP has proposed the possibility of trading these or gifting them from one employee to the other. Now, it has already happened in a kind of a private context in a company called Fuji Autotech. Basically, a woman whose husband was dying was gifted 65 RTT days by her colleagues. So very generously, they said, look, we're going to sacrifice our extra time off and give it to you so you can spend that extra time with your sick husband. And another incident, and we can see this on Europe 1's website, that's a French radio station. This is a guy who was working at the Badois Water Company. Now, his son, his 11-year-old son, was terminally ill with cancer. And his employees decided to club together and to gift him 170 days off. So I think it's a really beautiful gesture. It allows people working together in a company to help each other out.
So they still get paid, but they also get time to spend.
Exactly. So they have their full annual leave, but these extra days that they get off, they can then bequeath it. But that's basically the family even created a website. We can have a look at it here. D'un papillon à une étoile, from a butterfly to a star, and this is the little boy in question. And they were so touched by the gesture of their colleagues that they said, look, perhaps this could be something that would become law. So they're now lobbying for that.
Out of a lovely gesture, this could become law.
Exactly.
Lovely. Now let's look at an article in Le Monde today about a man released from prison having served his sentence, but bizarrely enough, he's under house arrest.
This is quite a strange story. His name is Kamel Daoudi. Now, he was thought to be a member of an Islamist group called Jamel Begal, which was dismounted in the 90s. In any case, he got a 9-year prison sentence for planning a bombing of the American embassy here in Paris. He served 6 years. When he came out, the French authorities stripped him of his citizenship. He was born in Algeria, but at the age of 5 moved to France, so he had dual nationality. Now, the European Court of Human Rights said we're not going to allow you, France, to deport him to Algeria because his life could actually be in danger there. So he found himself in this legal limbo, in this no man's land, where the French authorities kept him under house arrest in a village, in a tiny village in France. And so now he basically will have to stay under house arrest until he finds a country that can take him on. So he's written to 13 different countries, including Estonia. He's got only one response from Norway, and they said no.
We don't want
so
you.
He's in this really bizarre legal limbo.
Gosh, that is a very bizarre situation,
Yes.
isn't it? Poor guy just doesn't belong.
No, he doesn't belong, and it's very sad indeed. Do we have time for pictures? I'm not sure if
I'm
we
afraid
do.
we don't.
Okay.
No, we would love to, but unfortunately we don't. But thank you for letting us know about all those stories today.
Thanks, Bria.
Well, that's it from Media Watch. But don't go away, because web news coming up very shortly after the break.